Okay, I'm probably going to be doing this in two sections, in two videos. And the first one, I just want to share something with you that's happening that I believe is going to happen to set things up for the coming of the building of the temple in Jerusalem. And this is really stunning information, and it's been out there, but yet in some way it's a little bit hidden so that people don't readily put two and two together to see what's really coming down the pike. And when you put two and two together, and you put the historical record of Israel and ancient Persia together, you have something really profound that is happening right now. Now, what I started to realize and believe is that Israel is in the process of eliminating the Iranian Revolution members. And I believe that they will, as they have been killing off people like Nasrallah and Sinwar and these people, these proxies that work for Iran's regime of terror that's been going on for, close to 45 years. And the Ayatollahs and Khomeini, they're all going to be eliminated by Israel. And how do I know this? Because I can see what is happening and what Israel has planned. What has recently come out of the woodwork within the last year is the fact that the former monarchy of Iran, which was the Shah of Iran, and the word Shah is king. Shah and Shah means king of kings. So the monarchy of Persia came to an end when the Iranian Revolution took over, and these Ayatollahs have been ruling, and Persia's name was changed to Iran in 1935. So that king, that was the king of Persia, he was allowed by Jimmy Carter to come to the United States and come into exile here. And his son, Reza Pahlavi, was pretty much trained over here. Anyway, he made some comments, and I'll talk a little bit about this in the next video because I don't want to go over the history too much until the next video, because I want to get something out rather quickly about this prophetic situation that's developing and why that I believe Israel is getting ready to remove this Ayatollah regime that's been a terrorist regime for something like 45 years, because I believe that they are going to put the crown prince, the son of the Shah, the former king of Iran, they're going to put the son somehow back in power. Now, whether they reestablish the ancient Persian monarchy or not, or whether he can just be a civilian leader, I believe that Israel wants to replace the Ayatollahs and put the crown prince in power again. And that is going to set the stage for something that the crown prince has been saying. Now, this is another prince that's coming that is not a king, but he is considered the crown prince of Iran. But if Israel eliminates the terrorist regime of Iran that took over, then this crown prince could step up and take his place in history. Now, he's pretty level-headed, pretty even-keeled. He's got a lot of Western values because he was raised here in the United States, and I believe he has some sort of military training in Lubbock, Texas. But there are things that this crown prince has been saying that are astonishing based on prophecy and ancient prophecy. And what would be the odds of the Lord using this man to fulfill something that was fulfilled in ancient times by another Persian king? Now, I have gone into great detail talking about things that the Lord had revealed to me personally in a dream about King Charles III and all of his emblems that I showed, and my revelation about the royal cipher being the mark of the king, which is the mark of the beast, because a beast, according to the prophet Daniel, is a king and the kingdom that he rules. But what if there is another historical crown prince that is put back into power as a monarchy of ancient Persia? What if they change the name from Iran back to Persia? Sometimes they use both names, and it's a long story, which I won't go into. So not only did Iran's crown prince visit Israel, but he is friends with Benjamin Netanyahu. He met with President Herzog. He met with some rabbis. He put on a kippah and prayed at the Western Wall along with his wife. But wouldn't it be astonishing if God used the crown prince to fulfill the prophecy that Cyrus fulfilled? Because this is what this crown prince keeps saying over and over. Now, I extracted these statements. I wrote down a transcript of different interviews that he gave, the crown prince of Iran. And if he's put back in place when Israel takes out these ayatollahs, this could be exactly the person that allows the temple to be built. And here is what Reza Pahlavi has said, the crown prince of Iran or Persia. He said, hopefully we will elevate the Abraham Accords to the Cyrus Accord and include Iran in the package once we're liberated. That is extremely profound, considering 2,000 years have passed since Jesus was here, and he's due to appear anytime soon. Okay, and in another video, Pahlavi visited the Western Wall and prayed there, met President Herzog, and met with Netanyahu's family. He expressed his wish for a future in which Iran and Israel renew their historical bonds in pursuit of greater security and prosperity. He visited the Temple Mount, where he recalled a 2,500-year-old instance that Cyrus the Great, the former Persian king, had liberated the Jewish people from captivity, and it helped them rebuild their second temple. That is a quote from this crown prince. And we know there is a prince that's coming. And I do believe that Charles is going to play a role here. But this crown prince is also going to play a role. Remember, there's many players to this piece of the puzzle that's coming. It's not just one person. It's not just one thing. It's things coming together and kings coming together. And he said that he helped them rebuild their second temple in Jerusalem, adding that he prayed for a day when Israel and Iran can renew their ties. And he said this at the time that he visited Israel. And he visited the Yad Vashem. The crown prince said that people in the Gulf have suffered at the hands of Iran's brutal proxy group, and now they saw that Israel invited an Iranian figure who stands a chance of replacing the brutal Ayatollahs. That means they're getting ready to take out the Khomeini group, just like they eliminated Nasrallah and Sinwar. They're getting ready to take him out, I believe, so they can implement this king. 43 years of wars under these ayatollahs and terrorists and their proxies committing terrorism all over the world. And Pahlavi, representing the monarchy, may not be accepted as a future king, as many may not accept the return of a monarchy, but he still may be acceptable as a civilian candidate and future leader. Believe me, I would think that they would think he was better than anything they've experienced for 43 years under this dictator regime that's been a terrorist regime. Now, here's something else that the Times of Israel had reported, that Pahlavi posted a picture of himself wearing a kippah and his wife praying at the Western Wall. His posts caption cited the book of Ezra and Cyrus the Great's edict to rebuild the Second Temple on a Farsi social media website. And the term Cyrus Accord immediately began to trend with more than 100,000 tweets in 24 hours. And what was Cyrus's edict way back in ancient times? Cyrus the Great, founding king, Persian Empire in 539 BC. And what is that decree that the crown prince quoted? What is the significance of the Cyrus decree? It was issued after the Persians conquered the Neo-Babylonian Empire upon the fall of Babylon, and it authorized and encouraged the return to Zion and the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem. And this is a crown prince who has quoted the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem. You guys, this is unbelievable that it would be a crown prince of the Persian Empire saying that this is his wish and prayer to fulfill this. And Israel National News reported about the crown prince, his vision for expanding from the Abraham Accords to a potential Cyrus Accord is a powerful testament to his forward-thinking strategy, a partnership that would secure prosperity and dignity for Iran and Israel. So this crown prince's words from the ancient empire of Persia has stated numerous times, and befriending Benjamin Netanyahu and the president of Israel and the rabbis on the Temple Mount, the crown prince stated, hopefully we will elevate the Abraham Accords to the Cyrus Accord and include Iran in the package once we are liberated. That means Israel is currently in the process of removing the Ayatollahs, and this crown prince could be reinstated, possibly as the king of Persia. Wouldn't that be incredible if God allowed the crown prince of Persia that's been in exile in the United States all these years to come out of the woodwork at this time and possibly get back into power as the leader of Iran, and then put forth the Cyrus Accord, a decree that the Jews can build the temple? I think that is extraordinarily profound. And not only that, we already know that they put Trump next to Cyrus's face on a coin with the Sanhedrin group. And we know that Prince Charles, he's a prince that became a king after 70 years, is extraordinarily profound in itself. I've shown how King Charles hammered the leopard head on the cross of Christ, and he's got all the emblems of the lion, the bear, the leopard, and the dragon. But it just so happens that the king of Persia had the winged lion. And let me just say that I believe that this will include, when they get the permission to have this decree to rebuild the temple, and this is something called a CYRUS Accord, I believe it will include the timing of the red heifer, the purification ceremony that allows them to build the temple, since the red heifer is the start of the sacrificial system. And the blood and ashes were, supposedly to purify the temple area where they could build the temple. Now I truly believe that they're going to install this crown prince that's been waiting in exile to either become king, to allow him to make the CYRUS Accord that will allow the Jews to rebuild their temple. And I'm going to show you in the next video how the United States and the UK played a huge role in what happened in Iran and the overthrow of the king, and how the CIA was involved in the overthrow of the leader that was the prime minister. And all of this has happened, and all of these players will come into play. So when President Trump gets back in, of course, he will go along with this, and also King Charles III. And it's all being set up before our eyes. But this is an angle that we haven't discussed yet, but I can see, because of the historical record of the king of Persia allowing the Jews to rebuild the temple, that God is going to allow him to be put in place, the king of Persia, to make the edict. And it will be just like it was in ancient times, that the Jews will be allowed to build the third temple. And I totally believe that the red heifer ceremony is supposed to purify the Temple Mount area so that they can build the temple. So the king will go along with the red heifer ceremony. I believe that King Charles is going to be involved, of course, because I talked all about that. And I believe that they are, also going to be using Trump to help further their agenda. So these are things I wanted to share. I wanted to make this first video just cut to the chase and tell you what's happening, and that this is a piece of the prophetic puzzle that is dramatically important, that we need to pay attention to. And I'm going to give you some facts next time in the second part of this video, so that you can see how it all happened and see who the players are in the end. And this is truly extraordinary. So I'll see you in the next video. Please stay tuned for that portion of this information. It's incredible. It's truly stunning how God is allowing things to be set up for the last days. And because this crown prince has been waiting in the wings in exile, and Israel's getting ready to take out the Ayatollahs, this guy will be put in place. Will he go from being a crown prince to a king? Time will tell. So it's going to be somebody who is a prince that becomes a king. There may be more than one, because I do believe that the king of Saudi Arabia and the prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and King Hussein of Jordan, they're all going to be players in the puzzle. So this is truly prophetic. You want something that's really prophetic? This is it. You know, people come on every single day and they go, I got a prophetic word for you. Well, it's not really prophecy. What is prophecy is being able to see what's coming before it comes to pass and telling the people so that they're warned, so they know, and they're astonished by the truth of how God's putting it into place. So this is what I truly believe is going to be one of the huge players of the rebuilding of the third temple. So I just wanted to inform you. We saw bits and pieces of this Crown Prince in the news, but there were other pieces of connecting the dots, and that's what I'm going to share with you this time and next time. All right, I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for joining my channel, Elijah and Moses. My name's Kimberly K. Ballard, and I wrote a book about the King of Kings, and his name is Yeshua, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Messiah of Israel, the Messiah King of Israel, I should say. So my book is The Almond Tree, Aaron's Rod, the Messiah King of Israel, and it talks all about the one final king that's going to do away with all of these earthly kingdoms and then rule and reign there in Jerusalem, because he's coming again to take his throne. The Sanhedrin is going to make someone their king. King Charles has the white horse. So this crown prince could become king and do something very prophetic, and I think he's going to. All right, well, good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.